awake at night, stone sleeping during the day. What am I talking about? I'm talking about gargoyles. Howdy, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Country Boy, and today we're opening up Hudson from the NECA Gargoyles line. I've got a few figures already in this line with Goliath and Demona and Bronx, the dog-like looking dude. But this is the old curmudgeon looking guy. He's the wise guy of the group, voiced by the late great Ed Asner, if you didn't know. And he definitely looks like an Ed Asner voice type. Anyways, has that crotchety old man a way about him. But don't be fooled though. This guy is still a badass in his own right. He's not a weak old man. He's still cracking jokes and smart as a whip and just there for the fight, always ready to get in there. But I guess, without further ado, what we got to do next is look at the packaging. And so here we have the packaging for Hudson, Disney Gargoyles Ultimate Action Figure. Looks really cool. It's like snowing outside. He's on a rooftop. He's got his big blade. It's a pretty cool piece of artwork. This makes him look like more of a badass than ever. Looks really, really cool. So that's the front. I'll show you the side. Here is a picture of the figure itself. Looking really cool. It's got the teeth kind of poking out there. Gargoyles by NECA. And then on this side, there's a bunch of images of the figure. A big one of the figure, and then a bunch of smaller ones. And a bunch of other figures that are in this line as well. I've already got Goliath. I've got Demona. I've got Bronx. I don't have Lexington or Brooklyn or Broadway just yet, but when they do come, they will be in my collection as well. So there's a bit of a write-up here. Go ahead and read that if you want to. Freeze frame it here if you want to pause. Go ahead. And then on this side, another image of Hudson in his yelling or roaring pose, you could say. Looking pretty cool as well. And then we will show the top here where it says ages 14 and up, so no kids allowed. Make sure you're of age. And choking hazard is said as well. And on the bottom here, like NECA does, they like to put their credits for people responsible for making the figure, as well as some of the artwork and whatnot. And like a lot of Ultimate figures do with NECA, their window boxes. So this guy opens up like this. And you're going to see another image of the figure itself. But we're here for that right there. That is the actual figure, which we're going to be opening up really soon. Looks really cool. Doesn't look like it has too many accessories, but that is quite fine. I don't need too many accessories. But there's nothing left to do but to get into it and open the packaging. And here we have Hudson, looking like the older, wiser, badass gargoyle that he is. I love that show. If anybody knows me, they know that I'm a big fan of the Disney afternoon shows like Darkwing Duck, even Tailspin and Goof Troop. Gargoyles was like the more mature show that was on the Disney afternoon, and I loved it. I couldn't get enough of this show. It was darker, it was brooding, it was fantastic. And Hudson was one of the greatest characters in that show. I'll show you some of the accessories that he comes with here, starting with some hands. He comes with 5 hands. I'm not too sure why they couldn't give him a 6th hand, or maybe even just give him 4 hands. I don't know why he comes with so many. But there's this one hand here. It's obviously a gripping hand for holding probably his weapon, I'm going to guess. Focus, come on here. There we go. Is it focusing? Yeah. So yeah, it looks really cool. I like the nails that you can see are a different color than the actual skin, which I appreciate because the skin's like a lighter brown and the nails are like a darker brown, which is pretty freaking sweet. And then there's another hand here that's also for gripping. I'm not too sure what the difference is, why one would choose one over the other, which one works better with his weapon. I don't know. I guess I'll find that out, I guess, when I'm playing with them. And then he's got 2 of these types of hands where they're kind of reaching or grabbing or clawing at the building, because that's what they tend to do. They tend to climb buildings, and then they leap off and they glide. Little known fact, gargoyles cannot actually fly. They can only glide. They can use the wind's currents, but they can never actually like fly upwards into the clouds if they want to. So if you didn't know that, that's a fact. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's my dog. He is playing with some toys. I don't know why he has to be down here. And then there's this big open grasping hand, I should say. I'm not too sure what he's going to be holding. I don't really have any accessories with him that constitute such a big holding hand. maybe something coming down the line that I'll be able to add to this figure. I'm not too sure. And then this second head that he comes with, I love this head. This is probably the head I'm going to have him with the white eyes, yelling like he's going into battle sort of thing. That's what you kind of think of when you think of gargoyles, is this scary look that they have with the... He's got the white hair, the whitewash. I love the teeth. You can see the tongue in the back there. Really, really cool. I love the detail on this thing. The balding head there. He almost looks like he's a Klingon or something from Star Trek, and the pointy ears. Really cool. Loving the look of this guy. And then I'll give you the knife, or this blade, next to look at. What is this? Is this a sword? This is just a dagger? I'm not too sure. It's so big that you think it'd be a sword, but in his hands, maybe it doesn't look so big. Love the little bit of a filigree looking design there. Like a bit of a wrap, like a leather wrap going on, the gold hilt there. Really cool. It's got some chinks out of it already, so he's obviously been in battle a bunch of times. But that's it for the accessories. We'll go to the figure itself. He looks really cool, doesn't he? This guy is freaking sweet. I really love the way this guy looks. Playing with him a little bit before I got on camera here, I think he's done a little bit better than my Goliath is because Goliath, I remember he was a lot stiffer. Even Demona too, she was a lot stiffer, and I was worried I was going to break something, whereas this guy, I can move him around a lot better. Like, he's got double jointed elbows here. He can almost punch himself. And then he's got, his shoulder goes up about yay far. Pretty well done. His head goes back, not like at all, basically, because his hair kind of hinders that. Forward, he can't really move. Left, right, just slightly. Like, he doesn't have much head movement because of his beard and because of his hair. There's not much that you're going to get out of it. What is going on with the camera there? There we go. So yeah, he doesn't have too much movement. He's got a little bit there, and like very subtle, very subtle. But look at the detail on this thing. Like, look at the shoulder pauldrons he's got there, the big rivet. He has some like chest rotation, also some waist rotation as well too, which is really cool. Some ab crunch if you need. Really, really cool. His hands go all the way around if you need to. They go back about that far. They come forward about that far. And yeah, even like the wrist pauldrons that he's got here look really cool. And the belt he's got going on. With his belt, he's also got like a loop here. If you want to put his knife in there or his big blade, go ahead and put it in there. If you don't want to have it in his hands, you can totally do that. And I love the loincloth coming down there. And I don't know what's going on here. What's with these wraps around his calf? Not too sure what the purpose of that is, if it's like more armor or something. But yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you what these are for. I'm assuming he has them in the cartoon. I can't remember. But we'll show you the back. Looking really cool. The back is... I liked the way his wings worked better than Demona's, because hers felt like they were gonna bust. Like, a lot of people complain about their Demona because they drooped a lot, whereas he's got pretty good ratchets. They go up, they go down, they ratchet pretty well. They'll stay in place. I like his. They're very stiff. And then you had to slot in his tail as well too, which is another thing that is a really cool accessory because it's got the bendy wire inside. Like some of the new Hasbro stuff is starting to do. They're starting to get the bendy wire stuff going on, and I really appreciate it because it is necessary for this guy. He needs that in order to stand. Otherwise, he'd be falling over. He would be way back heavy. But still, with these figures, these wings are massive. If there's one thing I could change, is that maybe they wouldn't be so rigid. I wish they could have like a softer material, so I can maybe like fold them a little bit, but obviously that would take a lot of figuring out and probably cost a lot more in the long run. It looks really cool, but it's just, they're very cumbersome and hard to move around. But yeah, that's Hudson. Looking really cool. I'm really happy with the way this guy turns out. I'm gonna do a little bit comparing with some of my other figures, so if you want, just to stick around and stay tuned for that right away. And so here I put in Bronx, another figure that I've opened up before on the channel. I put him with Hudson because, you know, they're always watching TV together. He's sitting in his lazy boy while Bronx is there at his feet, kind of just nestling up next to him, being a good boy. So I like having these two together. They work together really well. Then I'll also bring in Goliath here, who is also really cool character, really cool figure. I got him with the draped wings because he just is much easier to pose with the draped wings. Those big ass wings, they get everywhere. They're hard to put characters down sometimes. Like I'm about to show you right now, my Demona, she does not want to stand. I'll see if I can get her to stand here, but I don't know if I'm gonna get her. Let's take a shot at it. Let's go, Demona. You're gonna stand. Ah, I got it. She's leaning up against his wings a little bit, but that's fine. So there, I caught. This is my crew so far from the Goliath line. Let me know what your favorite gargoyle is. I think mine might be Brooklyn. I'm not too sure. It changes every week. I like all of them, but let me know which one is your favorite, and let me know if you like my channel. Go ahead and hit the like and subscribe. I'm CountryBoy9 with an underscore in there somewheres. Go ahead and check me out, leave a comment, and I'm also on another channel called Wasted Opinions with my friends, where we just talk about random stuff like TV shows, movies, video games, music, and the like, what have you. Go ahead and check that out as well too. But for now, that's all I got to say about gargoyles until I got some more coming in. I think I hear something overhead. Let me look up. Oh my goodness, what could it be? Whoa.
A friendly word of advice. True immortality isn't about living forever, man. It's about what you do with the time you have. When all your scheming's done, what will be your legacy, Xanatos?